Why, hello. Might have been a while since I had a video on here, right? Oh my goodness. Wow. Holy helioids. Anyway. Before I get on topic, I just want to present my super cool looking, like, shirt, not shirt, but Digo tee. I mean, wow. This is cool looking, am I right? Look at that. It's got, like, stuff, it's got the logo, it's got, like, the freaking slogan area, and it's got the level up, right? The level up arrow. Alright, so. Stupid effing thing would stop squeaking, holy hell. Anyway, I'm just getting in character here for a minute, right? Despite the bullcrap on this chair. Alright, so, on topic. It's kind of the topic of why. Hold on a second. How's that? How's that for a freaking squeaking chair? There we go. I got my freaking royal looking chair, my big chair now, baby. Alright. You know, effing squeaking now. So for the squeaking toy of your idiots. The idiots who don't like this. Anyway. That's going to be part of the topic. Hold on. Okay, my bad for that. Anyway, I just kind of want to get into the topic of why I'm doing this, right? Why do I make these videos? Oh, shit. I'm going to cause something there. Why do I want to make games, right? Like, play games on a video. Why do I want to do all this crazy stuff, combine things in some cases, right? Or do tech, right? Why do I want to do things that, like, that no one, like, some cases kind of not been done? Or at the very least, if it has been done, like gaming videos have been made, playthroughs have been made, or let's plays, or whatever the F you call it. But why do we do it my way, right? Why that fudge flupper? You know, am I trying to do this too much stuff at once? Or just, you know, these odd normalities that are going together, right? How many, like, game players, or if they're on BootTube, or whatever the hell it's called, you know, they actually work out? You know, maybe some of them do, but probably not many. How many actually want to make gaming videos and then also be kind of like a cool dude, right? Like, you know, like, can just, like, you know, possibly beat the piss out of someone, like, if they cross. Okay, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean, right? Like, what's the point in some of this stuff? Because I want to get into a topic here about, you know, I don't know if you call it nonconformity, but the topic of doing the stuff that you want to do in the ways you want to do them, right? And then just not really letting the people tell you that you can, or to try and talk you out of it because they can shut up, you know, right? That's basically what the topic is kind of here, right? The other thing, heroic inspirations, right? That's the thing I came up with, which I'm also fully going into more sometimes, right? Which can kind of be, I don't know about a catch-all term, but it's a term that I came up with. I've never seen anyone really come up with a lot of the terms I come up with. Next leveling, reality versus gaming, taking inspiration from games, taking inspiration from movies, or geek stuff, or superhero, or comic. Like, this is, in my opinion, a lot of this stuff is original stuff, and it's probably going to go further, such as the cinematic idea, too, putting cinematics, videos of gameplay, right? So, and here's another thing before I get into this. You know, I don't know how many people would think that, for example, I'm trying to cut things off, because I'm not. And I don't know how many people have been able to do that either, right? Because I think if I can do that, which I probably will, because I'm just that much of a beast in some cases, you know, I don't plan on cutting off certain things. In other words, like, I'm not like, oh, I'm just doing this, bro. and I'm not doing jobs, and I'm just gonna quit my real career, and I'm gonna full blast into something that, you know, if it's gonna pay off, it's gonna take a long time, but I'm just gonna go full blast, bro. Like, no, actually, I plan on doing jobs as well, which is what I do anyway. You know, just like anybody else, I've had ups and downs, I've had challenges, I've had the brisk of the walks, right? But as for much as a goofball I am, I don't really consider myself too much of a fool, right? I'm doing real things. I'm doing things that are actually gonna so quote unquote pay off, for real, right? Real actual work that I'd rather be doing. And if anything, this channel, unfortunately, might take a back seat for a long time. This might be the time to do it, unfortunately. And I don't know if it's gonna be for just a few weeks or so, or if it's going to be for many months, for example. Simply because here's what I want to get into, right? More about why am I doing it, right? And I've seen a few people talk about the things that they do and blah blah fluckety blah, right? But and here's before I get into that, might be kind of on topic, but not really. You know, I had another video which I've since got rid of as far as I can remember, but it's gonna give you kind of the wildness of the mindset that I sometimes possess, right? It kind of had nothing to do with anything that I've done before in this channel. It was basically me, like, I literally like I'm gonna try not to swear too much until later, like, but I freaking went and like rode a skateboard, okay? And this I don't even know how many people I've said this to, right? But I rode a mother effing skateboard, and I was getting like okay, and I did it for like a couple of days or so, but I never got good. And I fell at some point and busted my effing knee, like motherfucking knee. Okay, you know, I forgot about this. I didn't really see this to anyone. Okay, but here, I think I still got it, right? There's a mark on my knee. Okay, so there you go. That's gonna give you something into the mindset as well. Like, why the hell would this guy do this? It has nothing to do really with anything else I've been doing, right? I've been doing tech and these videos which are like heroic inspired and game inspired and all this stuff and playing games. And he goes and like rides a skate. Okay, so that's gonna get into why. Because I just wanted to fucking do it, okay? Because I'm just like, you know, shut up, right? Bite me, you stink lords. And, you know, like, I wanted to have the experience of trying to ride a skateboard. I don't plan on doing it again, really. I don't plan on caring much about it. But it kind of relates into the idea of the heroic inspirations again, which is the video game also inspirations. You know, for example, I played the skate games, EA Skate. And then later on I played some of the Tony Hawk games, right? But, you know, sometimes I play the games if I have time to do so nowadays, which is not as much sometimes because, you know, dollar, you know what I mean? But anyway, like, I just wanted to effing do it. Because it was cool. It was just a cool experience. It was fun. It could have been something interesting, right? Just like I've never, before, like a long time ago, I never rode a bike. Thanks for giving me the thumbs up, by the way. But the e-bike, you know, at some point. But then I just started to ride the e-bike. And then I started to, like, you know, and get pretty good with it. So there you go. It's like leveling that up. It's like leveling that part up. So there you go. It all fits together into part of the mindset and part of the content I make to speak on here. Like, I make to make it funny sometimes, or make it interesting or entertaining. But I'm leveling up every now and then. You know, for example, I probably was not as good of a talker as I was originally, or I wasn't as much of a strong beast in the past as much as I am now, mother effers. You know what I mean? Looking like some crazy ass son of a gun, right? So the point is, like, what I want to get to is bring up the topic of, like, okay, so if you have these other ideas yourself, and if they're kind of off the wall, and sometimes they don't even pay, right? I don't get paid off fucking dime right now for this channel. I should get paid probably, but maybe that's not the point, right? Maybe the point is I need to get out of here and do more of what I'm gonna be doing, which is, you know, actual stuff that's gonna be real stuff, quote unquote, and my focus will be fully into that. But the point is, like, you know, if you have an idea yourself and it's off the wall, why don't you just go do that idea, right? Like, what the fuck is going on, man? And I don't give a damn about some of these people out there who, you know, unfortunately, they don't come up with, you know, things that are different, or they'll look at something and they'll say, like, oh, What the F, man? Games, like, bro, this is lame, bro. This is for kiddie poos and teens. And shut up, you know? Well, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say shut up, but, you know, like, or whatever it is. If there's stuff I'm into, and maybe you watch this, and either you're into it too, or blobbity blobbity, or you're into something else, right? Maybe you're more into sports than I am, or you like baseball or something, right? Or maybe you can take the idea of cool character inspirations from wrestling or games or media or whatever, and maybe you like something else, right? Maybe you don't like the characters that I vibe with as much. Maybe you like freaking Blue Beetle or something. That was one I wanted to mention on here at some point. Like Tech Heroes is one I like, or maybe you like something else. A wrestler who's like freaking Muslim, I don't freaking know, right? Or freaking soccer or something. I'm basically trying to name stuff that I probably don't know as much about, right? But you know, some of my stuff is my stuff that I'm interested in. I like the movies or the games, playing the games, right? And trying to combine stuff. And every now and then character stuff, inspiration, you know, actual skill stuff, actual working out, or actual doing something, right? Something that's cool and funny and interesting. But maybe your thing is different, right? So the point I'm making is, if I'm doing stuff and I'm just doing it basically out of the freaking passion of what I want to do, right? That's part of why I'm doing it. It's because I like doing it, because I find it interesting, and I think that I can put my own spin on it, that it's going to be really great in its own way. And in some ways, it's not just for me, right? Because I figure other people find it interesting too, or they'll laugh at it, or they'll find humor in it too, or whatever, right? That it's going to benefit me, and it can benefit other people too. That's that, right? They're gonna find it funny or interesting, and they're gonna get entertainment out of it too, or something. It could be the wisdoms too. Like I said, I had the idea of wisdoms what I put on here every now and then, which is mostly edits for now, like editing certain things from like games or movies or shows or whatever, and then adding like some kind of quote unquote lesson in there that is like I think is something that's interesting. Dear, just shut off anyway. Alright, so that's it. I want to end this off pretty soon, right? Sometimes you just do what you do. Oh, rock was another one. That's one of my things that I like, which is certain rock and metal music. Well, there's a number of things I like, really. I mean, for the most part, there are niches. It's mainly video game focused. So anyway, I want to get to the point here, right? You get the point, right? Sometimes you just do what you do. Sometimes you do what you like to do, and you can make it a thing, maybe, right? Potentially, right? And you don't have to give a damn sometimes if other people don't necessarily like it, because I'll bet you there are real people that do. I'll bet you there's people that'll watch my stuff or this video or watch your thing if you have an idea and it's a little bit different, but they're gonna freaking love it, right? People are gonna freaking thumbs this up, and then they're gonna next level my video up. And it'll be raining down in like freaking fire and brimstone of aka money falling from the sky, right? It's like that song, it's raining men, but instead of raining men, it's gonna be raining freaking coins and dollars on my effing head, and it's gonna be like awesome, right? It's gonna be like that episode of Fear Factor when they're like, go in there and grab all the money, right? So what do you call it? Those money pits, where the ones where it's like you walk in, it's like a Superman looking thing, and then there's like money flying everywhere. As many dollars as you can grab, you get them you get the fucking money, okay? Alright, anyway, Monopoly style mother trucker. So on that topic of games, before I go off, I wanted to show this, which is GTA 5. Yeah, still something that I want to put on here at some point. But at the same time, I kind of want to throw it against the wall, because GTA 6 has been kind of like irking me lately. All this GTA 6 crap. I know this is, well, I had to talk about something game because this game related. But anyway, GTA 6, like, what the fuck is this? Dude, man, like, wow. Like I said, I think I did predict this, that this game is going to be uber popular, and it's going to suck the life force out of the freaking idiots of the world. Of those sheeple, right? We call them sheeples up here in blacksheep.com, right? You know, basically the giant awesome sheeps of the world, which are also, they're not only black sheep, but akin to me, I sometimes refer to as like a black not panther, what was it? Black leopard, right? Basically a strong, fast trained you know, beast or okay. Anyway, get the point. A little bit of stealth action too. So yeah, GTA 5 probably coming, probably, right? As for GTA 6, I'm sure it'll be fine, probably, but it doesn't really matter what I think because everyone's gonna buy it anyway. Okay. And another thing, I heard GTA 5 for example, even though I wanted to do this business idea video, that they're shutting it down. Apparently, they're shutting down a lot of this fucking online. They're shutting down GTA Online or something. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but I've heard that too, which is kind of piss off moment, right? Oh, one other thing before I sign off like the beast games, right? So the other thing is I don't really plan on, for example, like I said, I don't plan on cutting out jobs, but I also don't plan on doing things scammy. And I notice that a lot of people do this, right? And they don't just do it on YouTube. This is just a commonality in reality everywhere. Like the world, in my opinion, I know this is gonna sound like, oh my gosh, this guy's like talking some big ass stuff here, but the fucking way things work now is really kind of weird, and it's screwed up. And I get it. That's how it's always been in some way, right? That the quote unquote big business or the quote unquote sneaky salesman people who will scam people or whatever. They're the ones who get a lot of rewards. But I'm just pointing this out because, number one, I don't plan on being a scammer, and I don't plan on being a liar either. Like, I don't want to go on here and just be like, oh, this thing is awesome, I'm going to sell you crap, I'm going to hide everything from you just so I can get the fucking dollars for nothing. But no, I just want to point out that this happens, and I don't like it, and I think it sucks. And there's a lot of things that I could say, but I'm just trying to keep it brief for now and saying that, you know, the morality system of a lot of things that goes on is completely skewed ass backwards, right? You know, a lot of people are rewarded for bad effort. They put in bad effort, they scam people over, they do crap, or they you know, they do things in a way that is like putting in minimal to get maximum. Like it just pisses me off. And there's so much like this. I don't know. I'm trying to go off some complete, you know, awesome ramble here, but I just want to give a little bit, right? The dishonesty of everything, right? Everything's so effing dishonest nowadays. Like, people are fake ass little chudloads, right? A lot of people, and it's not everyone, but that's what I want to hear. Is I want the people who are actually, you know, real people, as I like to say, real ones, and they're not assholes, and they're not like some stupid crap starters who are going to destroy things or you know, follow too much, as they say, right? Follow the leader, especially when it's following the people that are going to tell you stupid information or things that are going to like hurt things in the long run, hurt you or hurt things in general, right? So that's why you're here, right? Hopefully. And that's why I wanted to give all that. I want to give that idea of doing things that you want to do, and even if they don't pay off right away, or if they don't pay off, you just do them because you just want to effing do them, right? Like I said with the game stuff, but also with the skateboard. I mean, I could put that video up potentially, but I think it's deleted. But it's just making that example, right? Sometimes you just do what the hell you want to do, and you do it your way simply because of the fact that that's the way you enjoy doing it. And that's the point I wanted to make. And I wanted to end it off. I'm going to end it off really well here, right? Maybe you noticed this little magic thing right here, okay? Right? If people don't like games, then shut up and get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? So, to end it off, if you don't like the idea of heroic inspirations and video games and I call them playthroughs, with my awesome way of doing it, which is spelling it with the U only, basically, and through, which is inspired by things such as Play and Trade and awesome drive-thrus and stuff like that, right? If you don't like the way I'm doing it, I don't really care, okay? Because I bet you many people will. And if you do something that is cool and you're alright, you shouldn't care either. You should do the way you want to do it. And as long as it's mostly positive and it's not like, you know, hurting people, and it's not violent in some way, and not being like a stealer or a thief or whatever, you have the fucking right to do that, and that's that. So I hope you like this message. You better like it. If you don't like it, you're an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. And there's one more thing to go out on, and that is to say that if I am taking a break from this, whether I am or not, you know, loud and clear, the messages in some cases are loud and clear. I'm the best. I do what I want within reason. while also not being a thief, not caring if certain people don't like it, because probably a lot of people will. And I know for myself I want people to understand this too for themselves, that the best expectations sometimes that you have to live up to is your own, right? And the choice to do the things that you want to do is up to you. And every time I slap this fucking desk, you're gonna understand even better. Right? We're gonna go out here in a super awesomely cool ending. Do what you want, do it the way you want, and that's what I'm gonna do. And here's the other thing: if people don't like it, if they're lazy, if they suck, right? If they're negative and they want to tell you off, who gives a crap and who gives a shit? Okay, now we're really gonna end it off, right? Next level, NBAI. I haven't said that very often, which is no bones about it. And that's gonna be it for this Wise Bones video, right? One more thing: if they don't like it, if they don't like what you're doing, and you're not doing anything wrong, and you know you're correct. Hold on, we're gonna get this over here. Alright? I got a couple words for you to say, and I can say, you don't even have to say it, by the way. You could just say it by doing what you want and finding success in your life. And then you could just basically say it metaphorically. You don't even have to literally say it out of your mouth, but you just say it by getting the things you want and doing it the way that you want, that's correctly. But here's what I want you to say, right? Whether it's metaphorically or not, whether it's literally saying it or metaphorically, if you don't like it, if you don't like that you're doing what you do, and these people want to call you out for it because they're lazy and they suck, hold on. Here's what you say. Really or not? Metaphorically or for real? Go fuck yourself. Make light of the dark, shine a light, or in other words, enjoy yourself. Sometimes the best people and the best things to call out and make fun of are the bad ones. Because what's the fun in punching down anyway? You can point out the bull crap. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment. Let me know what you thought of this one. This is a hell of a good one. And I'll see you in the next one, aka the next level.